Hello and welcome. So in my last video I showed you this picture of a short message I got from a JMod. So the story behind this picture was that one of the videos that I made a short while ago, and I'll link it on screen for a few moments as well as in the description, but it was concerning the high scores. So for a very long time I didn't really care about my personal ranking on the high score because I viewed it as mostly whoever grinds out the longest. Now obviously it isn't as black and white like that, but there are small things that you can do to increase efficiency a bit. But for the most part, the skill high score only shows how much time you've committed. It shows that you spent a certain amount of time participating in an activity, and that's it. It doesn't show that you're knowledgeable about the skill, it just shows that you've committed a great deal of time into that skill, and that was my problem with it. A lot of the skill high score doesn't really actually show skill, just time spent. And in that video that I made, I offered a few suggestions that were already available in the game that they could do, like fastest engineering high score, like fastest 5-man large for certain floors, stuff like that. But the one thing I really wanted to be implemented was the engineering high score. It's like the one skill that I find that actually deserves its own high score. Now, I don't mean XP high score, that doesn't really mean anything. Well, it doesn't mean anything to me, but compared to other skills available, the engineering is far more complex and can actually be considered to be called skillful. So that's what that video was about. And I guess after I made that video, next day when I logged in, I got a surprise message from Mod Pips. Now bear in mind that I don't actually have any JMods added. I don't have any contact with them, even though some may think that I would, but I don't. So this was actually a surprise to me, which was why I took a picture of it. Because it's something that doesn't really happen that often. So it was a fresh reminder, a reassurance that there are still people who still look at feedback and are capable of pushing it forward. So he says that the release of the new high score is going to be around the same time as the release of RuneScape 3. Also, a couple of days ago, RuneScape posted a video on their YouTube page about the new high score. Well, also about their new website, but I'm only interested about the high score for now. So, actually looking at the ranking system, it still seems that it's only listing the XP rate because it's capped at 200 mil. But I really hope that they do have like a fastest engineering high score. I kind of meant to emphasize that to Mod Pips in the short conversation we had, but I guess he's a busy guy, as he was basically just leaving a message. Also, in the BTS video, I guess they're making silly high scores like high scores for chicken slain. I'm surprised they didn't feature a goblin high score there. I wonder how many how many of you guys are gonna get that reference. But yeah, so the high score is meant to release around the same time as RuneScape 3, which I think is gonna be this summer. Although, is that European summer or is that American summer? And does that make a difference? Because I really don't know the seasonal differences around the globe. But they also mentioned in the video that they're gonna go over some of the changes in the next BTS video about changes that they've done to the alpha, which is the turn share interface alpha for RuneScape 3. Although I think a lot more work can still be done for the alpha and beta. But I am looking forward to looking at what they've changed, because based on the feedback on the video I did on the alpha a while ago, it was like when it first came out, a lot of you guys agreed with the suggestions that I made in that video, and it seems the RuneScape YouTube channel also liked the video as well, although that was some time ago. So yeah, that's the new stuff that's happened to me. So far it does seem lately, with what has happened over the past few months, that there's a larger emphasis on, I guess you could call it community management, community feedback, whatever you want to call it. And although botting is always going to be a persistent problem, it's going to be here as long as there's an incentive, but it does seem like they're cracking down a lot harder on botting than compared to previous year. But okay, I guess I think at this point I'm probably rambling. So I am looking forward to the new high score. I really hope they put the fastest 5-man engineering large floor, although even though with each comment change, it's probably going to affect the high score a bit, although there is still seasonal high scores like monthly, weekly, daily, stuff like that. So what kind of competitive high score would you suggest? I really like duel tournaments, but then they removed that. Like, I would have liked if they reintroduced duel tournaments with the EOC, but they didn't, so oh well. So what do you guys think about the new high scores? What would you suggest for a competitive high score? As always, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.